Hey there, I'm Jen Ferguson with Artistic Painting Studio and welcome to my page. We are going to do a super fun project. We are going to take a pair of simple canvas sneakers from Target and turn them into something very cute and stylish. So let's get going on this. Okay, first thing I like to do is I want to clean off the rubber so that my tape is actually going to adhere well. I've found a lot of tapes do not like to stick to rubber, but I have found a little secret, okay? And that is cleaning the rubber first with some acetone, okay? So this is just a big container of acetone. I don't expect anybody to have this big of a container. I'm a painting contractor. We have a lot of stuff around here, okay? And just tip it over so you can get a little bit onto just a paper towel or rag, whatever you have. And you're just going to clean off the rubber completely, okay? Just wipe the rubber down. It doesn't have to be anything intense, okay? Just kind of wipe it off and make sure that you have all that cleaned off. Also, because we're using acetone and it can be a flammable product, make sure you allow your rag or paper towel to completely dry before you throw it away. And as you can see, I was gloved just because I don't want to get that on my skin. Once your rubber has dried off a little bit, okay, and acetone is going to dry quickly, I'm going to use masking tape, good old masking tape, you guys, because I'll tell you that regular blue tape does not want to really stick to this rubber sole very well. So I found the best thing to do is just get some good old masking tape. It's super sticky. It is going to stick. And then we're going to go through the process, a little tedious, okay? And we are going to tape off the shoe, okay? We're going to go all the way around. Sometimes as you're going around the real curved areas, little pieces of tape are going to work super well. And just keep taping the whole thing off, okay? We want to be able to do all of our layers, put on our foil adhesive, on our primer, our paint, everything we're doing without worrying about having to get it on the rubber and cleaning that off later. So this just makes it super simple in the end. So a little bit of tedious work here and you will be rewarded, okay, with a nice clean rubber sole in the end. Okay, we got that super fun part done. And now I just like to take my fingernail and just make sure that everything is taped off well. You don't have any on the canvas and it's secure to the rubber, okay? And the next thing we're going to do is grab some Bondago. Okay, now this is a primer and it's a clear primer, okay, which is super cool because I want a white base on this pair of shoes. So this will preserve the white canvas for me. And here we go. I was gonna say, where is my brush? I'm just going to grab some of it out of the container because I feel it's a lot easier to work with out on the plate instead of trying to dip into that container. And yes, I'm to the end of a large gallon. It does come in smaller quantities. Okay, so before I get going here, I want to remove my laces because we don't want to get the laces with anything on them at this point. We're going to do something fun with those later. So I normally just go ahead and hide them into the front of the shoe so that I know where they are when I'm ready for them, okay? Now the next thing we're going to do is just paint that clear Bondago onto the shoe. Super simple, okay? But this is helping to seal the canvas which we need to do. We need to seal it so that our process will work, okay? And we're going to be using our foil adhesive and transferring the foil. That's what created that beautiful pattern and color on the other shoe that you see sitting here. So the first thing we do is just seal the canvas with our clear Bondago. This is going to be our first of a couple of layers. Okay, this is going to make the canvas wet. Okay, it's going to soak into the canvas, which is what we need it to do, because we need this clear primer to seal in, or to soak in and start sealing the canvas. Okay, don't forget we're going to do the tongue of the shoe as well. So this is normally the last thing I do. It's a little bit more challenging getting into the shoe and doing this part. But brush it on 100% of the tongue as well, because we don't want to leave any part of the shoe out, okay? We're going to make it all cute and colorful. Okay, now we're just going to be patient, and I'm going to critique and make sure that I have 100% coverage, and we'll just allow this to dry, and we'll be back for our next layer. Okay, our first coat of Bondago is completely dry, and we are ready for coat number 2, which is going to be our final coat. And the final coat is a top coat that is flexible. So we use this to help continue to seal the canvas, as well as we'll use it as a top coat. So you've got 2 layers that you've got to get on here, because again, this whole process is sealing the canvas well enough that our foil adhesive will not soak in. So 100% coverage again. It's going to wet the shoe completely, okay? So again, we're trying to get that sealed surface, and just 100% coverage will allow this to completely dry. And then we'll finally get to put on our foil adhesive. Okay, we have our 2 coats on here to seal the surface. So our first coat was our Bondago clear, then we did final coat, and now we're going to put on our foil adhesive. So we are using the Artsyville Embellishments foil adhesive. And we're just going to put 1 coat of this on, and you want to use it straight out of the jar. I just put it on what I call a sticky plate, so it's on a plate here. Don't add any water to it. You don't want to thin it down. We need it to be super sticky and full strength, okay? And if we've done this well, our foil adhesive should not be soaking into the shoe, but should dry to a nice firm hard tack on top of the canvas now, so that we will be able to do a wonderful transfer, okay? And the foil adhesive, I do recommend allowing it to dry at least an hour. I have discovered that the couple of shoes that I've done recently, even allowing it to dry overnight, it worked great, because the shoe was well sealed, or I should say the canvas is well sealed at that point. And so it's okay to leave it overnight if you can't get to your next layer or get a chance to foil it. But don't try to apply or transfer your foil too soon, okay? You really want to let this dry to a nice, good, hard, firm tack before you try to transfer. So make sure that you put on 100% and get it everywhere. And last but not least, I'm going to make sure I have the tongue of the shoe done as well so that we can transfer foil here too. Okay, we're going to let that completely dry and we'll be back to transfer our foil. Okay, we're to the last step. Our shoe is completely ready, super sticky, and ready for our foils. We are going to use the Bella Bloom foil. Oh my gosh, you guys, isn't this absolutely gorgeous? I'm cutting off a piece big enough to wrap the whole shoe at once. And I find that that is basically, I want to say, one of the easiest ways to do this. So it's going to want to grab, and it's curling up on me, so I'm going to fold it in half. And it's still wanting to curl up on me. Okay. So this will give me a little bit more control, okay? I can get it on there, flip it over to the other side, and make sure I've got full coverage. And I think I do. I think I might piece the back a little bit. Oh, no, that's pretty good. Okay, with doing that, I will come back here and I'll cut open the foil so that I can get my hand back down into the shoe so that I can get a little pressure on the back side. And I'm just using either a toothbrush, okay, to scrub with, or you can use a nail brush. Either one will work, okay? I like getting a brush that is stiff bristles and then just scrub, okay? Now the foils are going to want to grab high points first. So sometimes you got to pull it off. I'm like pulling it off of the, where I have it taped off on the sole, okay? So that I can get it right to the edge of the canvas, okay? Get it right down into there. And just scrub the whole shoe, okay? I'm going to wait and do the tongue last, so I'm going to keep that down and out of the way. Oh, look how cute these are coming out. Oh my gosh. So adorable. Okay, if you want, you get any, got a few wrinkles on the front. So you can try putting that back on there and transferring some more. Any place where you feel like you just want to try to get maybe a little bit more color, just lay the foil right back into place. But with this one, you're going to really need to match things back up. And you can always go back there and scrub a little bit more. Just see if you can get more coverage if you want. Again, we had wrinkles on the front, so I'm just going to try to scrub those out a little bit. Oh my gosh, looks so awesome. Okay, now I'm going to find a leftover section, okay, that's large enough, and cut off any of the excess that's been used. I will shove this down in here. Let's cut it a little bit smaller, easier to manage, okay? We're going to make sure that this gets down into the tongue area, which is always a little tricky, okay? But I also tried to position the foil where I had the most color in the area that was going to be seen, okay? Because this is Bella's Blooms, which is a very transparent foil, okay? So there are areas that are completely clear. That's why the white background of the shoe is showing, and why I chose to leave this particular shoe white. And then just scrub. Woohoo! Looks fabulous. Okay, final step to finish off your project is applying our recommended top coat, okay, which is final coat. And I'm using a low gloss. We also have this in semi-gloss. I'm just pouring it into a little cup so I can easily grab it with an art brush, okay? And then, trying to find a good brush here, okay? Seems like all my brushes are probably back at the sink. And just coat it, okay? Again, I'm not going to pull my tape until I'm completely done. But as soon as you're done transferring the foil and you're happy with your results, you can put your top coat on to protect. Now you want to put on about 3 to 4 coats. These are tennis shoes, okay? You're going to wear them. They're going to get scuffed up and worn, and you want to be able to clean them off and keep them looking nice. So definitely put on about 3 to 4 coats. If you're really rough on your shoes, maybe even 5, okay? This product dries pretty quick, so probably in about 15 to maybe 20 minutes, you can put on a second layer, okay? And then just keep layering it on until you have them completely done with multiple coats. Well, the shoes are finally done. We have our top coat on here, a little extra bonus, and they are ready to rock and roll. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any questions, just make sure to message us. But I hope to see you rocking a really cute pair of shoes as well.